Hey guys, I just wanted to do another quick broadcast this week to sort of update you on what I've been doing. Of course, I've been working on some architecture, and as you can see from my blog, I've been doing a little bit more bashing with the mechs and things like that. But I wanted to talk today about something that has nothing to do with that, which is music, which I am very inspired by. I like music, and I've always kind of enjoyed music. And I worked in a music store for almost 4 years, so I guess that's explains everything. But I guess I wanted to talk about a couple of sites that I go to for my music that I really enjoy, and I think you should probably get accounts there and just sort of like figure out, what types of music you like a little bit more and via some of the tools that they have on the sites that I'm talking about. So I just want to talk about SoundCloud first off. Um, SoundCloud is a site that I just discovered a while ago. I started out listening to Pandora, which was pretty good, but Pandora was you kind of had to like kind of stick around the site and be there a whole lot of times and stuff like that. But I started out doing with SoundCloud because I wanted to just post a few tracks that I had, and that's all. I didn't really have any idea what the rest of the site was all about. And but later on, I started getting more into it when other people started recommending artists from SoundCloud. So I went over there and I started a playlist, or I started listening to my stream after I went to a few of the artists that I had been recommended, and I started accumulating the playlist that was just amazing artists, and I started listening to a lot of the artists that were on the playlist, and even some of the ones that the other artists would recommend would tend to be really, really good. And so I started listening to I'm I've always been into like techno and house and things like that, but um, I started listening to more hip hop and jazz because of this playlist. Because a lot of the artists that would recommend, other artists from that genre, and I would really, I mean, just some of the stuff that you can hear is pretty amazing. And I'll leave a link to one of my playlists eventually here on the end of this broadcast. But um, like I said, I just started out with SoundCloud just sort of just to listen to or to be able to post my own tracks to different places on the web, and that's it. So, but I ended up getting into a lot of the artists that were being recommended, like I said, and for instance, some of the labels that you see these days are really, really doing a good job of supporting their artists and putting out like the best music that they possibly can. A label I can recommend that I hassled a lot of people with last Christmas was the Blunt Records, which is spelled BLVNT. They're a label. I think they're in Chicago and they're also in Germany. So it sort of harkens back to the old Wax Tracks days of, they had two locations, or it was in Chicago and some other place or whatever, and but I just really enjoy their music and that type of thing. And a lot of other artists sort of like um, that are on other labels end up on their label because they just seem to be able to make really good compilations and that type of thing. But like I said, I ended up listening to all these artists on SoundCloud, and when it came time to be like, I was totally floored enough to go and look for where I could buy the album. A lot of the artists have links to another site called Bandcamp, which is over here on bandcamp.com. And it's also allows you to have two different accounts. You can have a fan account and you can also have an artist account. And so I ended up, more recently, I ended up posting some tracks over there as well. So maybe I'll leave a link to my page over there if you want to listen to any of my stuff. It's a little bit wild, but in any case, I came over here to get, all my music downloaded. And a lot of times, you can listen to the entire album a few times before you can, before you decide you want to buy it or not. But I've come over here and discovered a lot of artists, a lot of compilations that are name your price, and so I go in there and I'll listen to some of the compilations, and I can't believe some of the music that's on here that you can just download for name your price prices. And so um, and and other times they have deals where you can buy. A lot of times they have, a lot of the artists will have compilations of their music, and they will do discography deals where you can go and download all their tracks for like a specific price that they set. You can set your own price if you go in here and you upload any of your music. You can kind of just name your price or do whatever you want to do with that. But it's really easy to get started. It's really easy to download on Bandcamp. There's not a lot of hassle, and you don't even really have to have any kind of like credit card, or you could set up a PayPal account and load your PayPal credits on there. But you don't even have to have a credit card or any of that stuff to really come in here and take advantage of a lot of the good music that's in here. And so that's kind of why I shied away from a lot of the sites, like, or I don't even know if they have a site, but what is it? iTunes has a service where you can download music through either through iTunes, or there's a way you can get music from iTunes. But I usually try to shy away from it because it seems like a pretty extreme process to go through. I mean, I don't know how easy it is for you to get music off iTunes, but it usually is kind of a hassle for me. And there's also Spotify, which I stay away from because I don't know, I don't like the interface, and it tends to be kind of like, I don't know, I'll click on something and it seems like I'm going to a porn site or something. So I don't usually use Spotify. A lot of people like it, and it sort of, to me, reminds me of Amazon, where I used to buy music from. I used to go to Amazon to buy my music, and that's kind of like, kind of like fish in a barrel. Like, if I find something that I know is really obscure that I can't get from, anywhere, like kind of like that secret record store in your house, or not in your house, but in your city where you go to buy the original CD, you can usually find it on Amazon. So that's the kind of how I treat my Amazon purchases. But um, I like the for the most part I stick with Bandcamp because they have really good newsletters, and the artists on Bandcamp. Once you buy anything from them, there's an autoresponder that allows them to immediately send you an email when they release anything, and so you can immediately, no matter what time of day, or where you are, or what you're doing, or whatever, you can receive an email or a notification that they've released a new album, and so you can just immediately go and listen to it, which is pretty cool because the artists that I pick off of Bandcamp are pretty manicured. It's a pretty manicured collection, and I always want to hear when the person has something. Usually, when they have something else that's out that they worked on, and it's always some. It's always usually always something I want to hear uh, at least from Bandcamp, if not SoundCloud. SoundCloud is kind of like, you can listen to your stream, and there's you can skip quite a few tracks before you'll find like the gem that you want to put on your playlist for later. um, but like I say, you can find a real lot of good stuff on Bandcamp, and a lot of times the artists associated with the artists that you will be listening to, they have a section at the bottom where it's kind of like uh, artists that are similar. And sometimes you can browse through there. I don't usually do that, but sometimes you'll find something down there. But for the most part, I'm really excited about Bandcamp in terms of the way, the direction music should be going, and being able to go in, at least online, to be able to find good music. So I guess that is about it for this week. I hopefully will have a pretty good update for you next week, but I don't know. I just want to talk about something that I really like a whole lot, and I will leave some links in the bottom of this Mad radio dev vlogcast for at least for my pages on one of my playlists, or my page on Bandcamp, so you can just chill out there and listen to some of the stuff that I've been hearing at least. Um, but with that said, I will sign off, and you guys have a great week. I didn't want to go a week without talking to you, so this is it, and hope you're not disappointed. But there's always music, and as long as there's music in the air, there's hope everywhere. So I will talk to you later.